Okay, hello, welcome back. Yes, we are doing constructs again. This time you are the tank. I don't know why you chose to be the tank, but you chose it, and now you are tanking a construct. Here we have a tier 6 zone. Sweetest Uzurtum. It is the same on tier 6 and tier 8. This is specifically for Ava roads. I don't really care about Ava dungeons. So yeah, the build is usually, before we go into like the tanking itself, I tank it on Incubus, any plate, honestly. I usually have a swap in my inventory and Judicator for PvP. Because I don't want to go into PvP with taunt on me, and I might forget to swap it and then get into combat, and then it's embarrassing. The classic build is like soldier helmet, shoes on dodge roll, and Aegis. But honestly, you can tank it on anything. This is at this point, this is just a tax you pay to get to your loot. So we are clearing it as 7 people. You can clear it as more. You can also clear it as less. We are all on PvP sets. You can clear it as 4, I think, on PvE sets, but that is for PvEers. So basically, you walk in and you can see me doing a queue and another queue because of Carlian Cape. My PvP swap is a bear, so I have a Carlian Cape. You generally, if your party sucks, they will start attacking before you can do 2 queues, which will make aggro a bit harder. So you, as the person tanking it, like the main tank, you want to make sure that people don't attack before you have aggro, because it makes things a bit harder. Also, a bit of a tangent, but the taunt ability, the way it works is it gives you a bit more threat than the highest threat target, participant, whatever. So like if you taunt before anyone did anything, that's kind of useless. You should, at least for the beginning, only taunt after someone, let's say the party dropped all their E's, and then you taunt, you will have a lot more aggro, like a lot more threat, than if you throw your taunt and then your party throws all their E's, and then you cannot hold aggro because you don't have taunt, and they are cloth DPS, and the healer is over healing and shit like that. So depends on you and how you want to deal with your party. But yeah, basically, the construct does these punches that bonk you, so you can just walk around and dodge them, or you can tank them. But I don't really know the rotation. I more or less just walk around to give me a better chance of avoiding this. Now, after doing some damage, I think it's like 20% damage, the boss will start doing this shit. You need to tell your party that they need to bait. Ideally, you decide who is baiting before the bait happens, because people will go like, oh, surely someone else will bait, the comms here are silent, so you can't really see or hear. You can't hear if we did that or not, but basically everyone's baiting right now. You just need 5. Like, you can see the lightning stacks that it has, and now since the boss leashed the stacks and he has 0, so he's not gonna fire the laser. If you don't do this, he's gonna start shooting lasers, and that's gonna make it a bit harder to clear. Also, once the laser stacks are gone, the boss just stands here like this. So if your party can save their E's for this for this moment, it's a bit more efficient, but we don't really care about efficiency. So you can see, like, I tank some of the punches. I drop my W every so often when I remember to. My E also reduces damage, so you don't want to throw it off cooldown. You want to throw it maybe before. Sorry. You want to throw it before, like, the baiting phase and such, so he does less damage and you don't nuke your party. You can see one good thing here that John is doing, which is he's doing the ice thing from the face scale robe, and then the boss has less max HP, so the HP cut applies, and then efficiency goes up and everyone's happy, especially the Germans. Now we have another baiting phase. You can see 5 laser stacks or lightning stacks, whatever it's called, and he has 8 of the physical damage stacks. Grimson here is the healer. He shouldn't be baiting. We're 7 people total. You have 5 stacks, so 5 people should bait. Generally I don't let the healer and the main tank bait because it just creates like more chances of you getting down, and then if you're down, there's whenever you get down, basically reds show up and bonk you on the head. The YouTube man. Okay, so here we leashed everything. You need to keep track of these stacks. 9 stacks is usually high for the physical damage. Like, the boss won't move now because after we leash, he just stands still for a bit and takes a beating, and then he starts doing this thing. And now you can see I'm moving the boss a bit, and probably also telling my party to dodge rocks, which should tell them, according to the previous video, to stop focusing on damage and start focusing on dodging, which is difficult. So the boss moves, you can see stacks leashed. He has 3, 4. Yeah, I'm still just trying to get the last bit of them. The rocks drop, we stop dodging. He has no stacks, easy, continue doing the stuff. Now we're getting into the 20% HP range. Also, you can see when I drop my guard rune and he tries to bonk me and he hits me, it won't bonk because of the force movement immunity that works sometimes but sometimes doesn't. Here you go, another baiting phase. Every time there's a baiting phase, you as the main tank should look at the stacks. The stacks are 10. You have 7 people. There's no way you can leash it. This is why we don't discharge them. So we just don't move. We tell the party to not move, and there's no charge, and then the boss goes into 3 lasers. So like it's a 1 and a 2 and a 3, and people forget that this happens, so you need to kind of remind them, unless they are, they play with their eyes open. And usually the laser drops when you're mid animation, so it's harder to dodge. That's why you have shoes. And yeah, you just need to keep track of these things. Like the lasers show up now, and this is, I explained this in the previous video, so just watch that one about the chain lightning. Yeah, that's it. This is the tier 6. The tier 8 is exactly the same, just higher damage, higher numbers, blah blah blah, a bit more difficult, but not really. And then you can get your crazy loots of 20k. Yeah. So here you can see my inventory. Like, this is really low IP. It's just I have relatively high specs on it, so it's enough to hold aggro plus taunt. If you time your taunt correctly, you shouldn't have a problem holding the aggro. Yeah, good luck. If you have questions, post them in the comments. If you have a better way to do this, feel free to let me know. I'm trash. Yeah, don't die.